Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Manitoba Start is the leading provider of career services to newcomers in the province of Manitoba and connects businesses to a world-class workforce. I would like to welcome you all to this Spotlight webinar, a series of live broadcasted events designed to assist you in entering the Manitoba labor market. Manitoba Start acknowledges that we're gathered on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Anishinaabe, Dakota Oyari, Denisulini, and Nihetoak nations, and the homeland of the Red River Métis. We acknowledge that our water is sourced from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation. As a newcomer organization, we commit to learning about the histories, cultures, and the rights of the Indigenous communities to strive to build a respectful and supportive relationship for all. Our today's webinar is focusing on the Windmill Microlending. My name is Luna. I'm the outreach coordinator here at Manitoba Start, and I will be your host for today's webinar. Given the large number of participants who joined this webinar, we have muted your microphone to allow for better clarity and less interference. So before we begin, I'll be going over a couple of housekeeping items. By the end of this presentation, we will have a Q&A session where you will ask questions or give comments. So you can use the raise hand feature to indicate that you have a question. To do this, you can click on the participants button in the meeting controls, find the raise hand icon next to your name, and click on it. And this will notify us that we have a raised hand. Teams webinar also have a Q&A feature that allows attendees to ask questions specifically in the Q&A panel. So to access this, you can click on the More Options 3 dots button in the meeting controls again, and then select Q&A. And then you can type your question in the Q&A, and feel free to use the chat as well. That's comfortable. And if you're using a mobile device, you can use all the features. So before I introduce our presenter for today, I would like to run a few polls to get to know you more better. So we'll go through the first poll. Our first poll for today is asking, are you registered with Manitoba Start? So the poll will pop up on your screen. Just reply to yes or no, and then click on submit. I'll give you a moment to answer. You can see the replies on the chat. Thank you, everyone. And now I will be closing the poll. And we will go to the second one. I see, Charles, you have raised your hand. Can you please, if you do have a question, can you please write it on the Q&A? Poll for today asks, do you need help with your resume, cover letter, or interview preparation? The same thing. You can click on yes or no, and click on submit. Okay, now I'll be closing the poll, and I will share the results with you. We have 71% responses as yes and 29% no. Thank you, everyone. Will be for those of you who require employment support. Money to Start can help you with that. Please, if you're registered, connect with your career coach. If you're not registered, we'll show you how to register by the end of this presentation. Okay, our third poll for today asks, where are you joining us from today? Are you from Northern Manitoba, Southern Manitoba, Winnipeg, outside of Canada? Your current location. Thank you, Veronica from Winnipeg. We have Gideon joining us from Brandon too. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Okay, now I will be closing the poll. Those of you who have replied on the poll, they are all from Winnipeg. Thank you, everyone. Let's go to our last poll. And our last poll for today is asking, what's your reason for attending this webinar? Are you an internationally educated professional, a settlement worker, a career coach, or other? We have internationally educated professionals, entrepreneur, other category. Okay, I'll be closing this poll now. So we have mixed of lines. We have internationally educated professionals, entrepreneur, and other. Thank you, everyone, and welcome to our today's webinar. So as I have said, today's webinar is featuring Windmill Microlending. Windmill Microlending is a national nonprofit organization that provides affordable, flexible, low-interest microloans to skilled immigrants and refugees in Canada. Those loans help newcomers restart, continue, and advance their careers in their new country. Our today's presentation will cover how Windmill Microlending offers affordable, flexible, and low-interest loans for up to $15,000 exclusively for newcomers like you. How their loans can help for credential licensing exams, training, education programs, relocation, and even child care while you study. And then it will also cover how Windmill supports clients who may not yet have a Canadian credit history. An overview of Windmill's additional services. Those include personalized client success coaching, mentorship opportunities, and financial planning tools. And they will also share with us online resources that help more than 9,000 newcomers achieve career success since 2005. Our presenter for today is Lydia May, an immigrant traveler and a storyteller who has explored over 50 countries but chooses to build her life in Canada. Today, she is a proud Canadian citizen living in Calgary and serves as a partnership development lead at Windmill Microlending, a national nonprofit that helps skilled newcomers restart their careers in Canada. With a background in immigration consultation, partnership, marketing, and project coordination, Lydia brings a unique blend of global perspectives and local insights to her work. She is passionate about helping immigrants succeed, not just professionally, but in building meaningful, fulfilling lives in their new home. So please help me welcome Lydia May from the Windmill Microlending. Over to you, Lydia.
Thank you so much, Luna. Thank you so much for the introduction. Also, good morning, everybody, or probably good afternoon. Like, I'm based in Calgary, so I guess we are 1 hour behind of you. Welcome to this presentation. I promise it won't be very long. I would like to have the Q&A part for you guys, that you can ask me any questions you'd like. And basically, like, what I wanted to say, it was nice to see that the majority of you, or probably each of you, are from Winnipeg. I've been to Winnipeg. It happened like 2 years ago. I believe it's a lovely city, and it's where I learned that the majority of people in Manitoba, they actually live in Winnipeg. So I'll share my screen, and Luna, please let me know if everything works, because I'm in the office today presenting from one screen, so sometimes it's a little bit challenging, especially with Microsoft Teams. But let me try. So share my screen, because now you're sharing your screen, right?
Yeah.
But then I can still share my screen. Window. Should I share like a screen or a window?
You can share yours. You can click on the share button on the top right side, and then you'll see the live micro, like PowerPoint live. That way it can only share your. Now we can see the whole screen.
Okay, so I lost you. Yeah, so I don't see my. Sorry, guys. Not tech savvy with one screen. And why I don't see you? I don't understand. Okay, here.
Yes.
So, but
Do you want to?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, too many windows, and then like. It doesn't allow.
Yeah.
For
So
some
what
reason,
you can do is, how is it like you're sharing your screen? Can you stop sharing? And
I'm trying, but the button doesn't respond, so I'm clicking stop sharing, and then also I'm thinking what I can do here. Okay, this one, I think I need to close this one.
Instead, you can just go to your presentation, and then we were able to see it. Or you can share the presentation with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So can you see my presentation?
Yes, we can see
Okay,
it
it's
now.
weird. It's like something is just frozen. So can you see my slides?
Yes.
And then you can see that they're advancing, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for your help. Okay. So just a few words about myself. So I'm an immigrant, same as you guys. I've been in Canada for almost 12 years. I came to Canada as an international student, so I was not lucky to have a permanent residency status. So it took me quite some time to get my permanent residency status. And I was a student at a Calgary college here. And then basically I got my postgraduate work permit, and I got my Alberta provincial nominee, and then I got my PR and my Canadian passport just like a few years ago. So originally I'm from Russia, so arrived again in 2014. And also I have like kind of two hats. So on the one hat, I work for Windmill Microlending. I'm a partnership development lead for Western Canada. Another hat of mine, I'm a volunteer, public speaking, a public speaker. I present to different settlement agencies on different topics for newcomers, which help them to succeed in Canada. So today I'll touch like both of the subjects, because I understand you're here today because you want to be successful in Canada. You want to have a job and you want to know what to do. So let's start first what Windmill can help you with. So Windmill provides affordable loans up to $15,000 exclusively to skilled immigrants and refugees, those who seek to achieve their career success in Canada. So sometimes when I present, like, people think that like I'm coming from a financial organization or a bank, and I always tell like, no, we are actually a government-funded charity, 100%.
Sorry, Lydia, to interrupt.
Yeah.
You are not sharing your screen, I guess.
Like, it disappeared now?
Yes, screen is not shared.
Okay, interesting. But it is okay. I think I can do it now. Yeah. because
You can also
now
send me if you want.
window, because I'm asking for window, but then it's so interesting. I don't see. Okay, maybe wait. Maybe it should work now.
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Share now. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for help. So yes, I was saying that we are not a bank, we are not a financial institution, we are actually a government-funded charity. 100% not-for-profit, same as Manitoba Start. So here you can see that we started in 2005. We started in Calgary because there was a doctor who was so sad to see that a lot of people who work at the hospital she was working for, back at home they were doctors and lawyers, so she organized like some powerful people in Calgary and she provided them with micro loans. Then they passed their exams, they passed their credentials, and then they started working in their professions. So since then Windmill has become a national organization, even started in Calgary. Now we work with all of the clients from all over Canada. Here you can see that we are funded by the federal government, we are funded by the government of Ontario, Alberta, and Quebec. You don't see Manitoba here, but for you it doesn't matter. It's basically, it means like that we don't have a lot of money from your government, but still we can work in Manitoba and help all of the people who live there who might be eligible for our program. So here you can see how we are different from a bank or from any financial institution. So first of all, we don't require our clients to have Canadian credit history, but understand me right, we always check. So we are going to be checking your credit techno score and everything. But let's say if you're brand new to Canada, you're brand new to Winnipeg, you didn't have time to build your credit, still we might be able to help you. Also, we don't ask you to have stable income or to have a stable job, because we understand that you can live off your savings, you can live off your EI, maybe some government support available to you as well. And of course, we don't ask you for any assets to secure a loan or have a consignor on your application. So how our microloans can be used? First of all, they can be used for foreign credential recognition. Foreign credential recognition, what does it mean? It means back at home, let's say you're a doctor, and now you're trying to work as a doctor in Canada, you won't be able to do so if you don't go through foreign credential recognition process. So you probably know already by now that you need to pass some exams, and those might be very pricey, right? The preparation for those exams as well. So, and we can help you with that. The second thing here is the career change. So career change applies to everybody who wants to change their career. So let's say back at home you were an IT professional, now you're in Canada and you feel like maybe it's too many IT people and you want to transition to a business administration diploma, so or accounting. So basically, if you pick a program at any college or university, which is less than 2 years in term, then we can help you with that. The third thing here is the professional development upskilling. Professional development upskilling applies to those who want to obtain a designation. So let's say if you're an accountant, but you feel like if you obtain CPA designation, it will help you a lot with your job search. So we can pay for fees for those designations, supply chain, accounting, and other professions as well. But also maybe you have a job now and you are happy with your job, but you are looking to upgrade some skills, take a micro-credential course, so we can help you with that as well. The last thing is relocation for employment within Canada. What does it mean? It means again, Winnipeg is a lovely city, but I always tell Alberta is the best province in Canada. I've been to every province except Newfoundland. So if you get a job offer, let's say from Calgary, and then you want to relocate to Calgary, so we can help you with moving costs and everything what might be related to your new placement, right? But you need to have a job offer, and then we will help you to relocate. And it can be any province, right? Even if you are moving from Winnipeg to Saskatoon, still it doesn't move no matter how fast, as long as you have a job offer with you. So for you to keep in mind, we are very similar to a Manitoba student loan. So like any government loan, we don't compete with them. We are coming together to help people. So we are covering gaps which a student loan sometimes might create for you, because very often a student loan won't cover your living allowances if you're a part-time student, like if your program is too short. But for us, we don't look at that. We look at your situation. So let's say if you have kids at home and you're preparing for a pharmacy exam, which is a hard one, right? So for any exam, it's very hard to have kids at home when you're preparing for your exams. Then we can pay for daycare cost for you, that you can stay home and you can prepare for your exam. Same idea if you work as an Uber driver, but you need to be at the program at the Winnipeg College. So you might need to reduce the amount of hours you work for Uber, or even quit your job. But we can cover your expenses like groceries and rent. So for you to keep in mind everything which is related to your education and to successful completion of your course or of your exams, we might be able to cover. So here's some information about our loans you probably were wondering. So the minimum amount of our loans is 2,000. So let's say if you need 500, we might not be able to give you 500 because the minimum amount should be 2,000. The maximum amount is 15,000. We have two loan products. The first one is a general loan product, and the interest rate is 5.95. It's a fixed interest rate. What does it mean? It means like if you are in any profession which is not related to the healthcare, then your interest rate is a little bit higher. If you worked in the healthcare back at home and now you are returning to the same profession in Canada, then your interest rate might be lower, and it might be the same as prime rate of Canada of 4.45%. Also, you can pay us earlier with no penalties or administrative fees. You might have up to 5 years to pay us back, and again, we won't no charge you like any admin fees. And also, if you want to be on a grace period, same as a Manitoba student loan, so we might have that one for you, just with a small difference. On our grace period, we ask you to pay the interest only. So on the right side, you can see an example. So let's say, oh, sorry, it's an old slide. But okay, I can calculate easily here. So like, let's say that you take 10,000 and the interest rate now is 5.95, so it's lower. So for the first 12 months, let's say 1 year you need to prepare for your exams and pass your exams or go to a college, your payments will be relatively small, around $50 a month, because 12 months it's for your school and 3 months for you to find a job. So still you're on a grace period, so you will be paying around $15 a month. Then when you are done with your grace period, we will ask you to pay the principal plus the interest back, and the payments a little bit more than $300 a month. So our interest rate is simple. So it's not like, so we have 5.95 per year. So it's not per month, so don't be confused. So it's per year. Like if you're in the health care, then your interest rate is 4.45 per year as well. So let me switch to the next slide here. You might be wondering, why do I need to take a loan, right? So I have my savings, or maybe your parents were telling you that all loans are bad. At least it was my case. When I was a child, right? My dad always was telling me cash is the king. And only when I moved to Canada, I realized that unfortunately cash is not the king here all the time, right? So, and here it's just an approximate scenario. What might happen to an immigrant who decides not to return to their profession in the first 2 years, or like they don't have money because they have to have a survival job and then feeding their families. So like then, unfortunately, for 10 years, right, or 11, they might stay in that survival job. So they won't make enough new money to jump to the next level. But the green part shows what might happen actually if somebody takes a job right earlier, so like because they were back to school, they passed their exams, or they obtain a new one in Canada, they got a Canadian credential on their resume, then automatically they can make more money. So the green part shows like the part of money which you might never get if you spend like 10 or 11 years working just in a survival job. And that's why it's very important to kind of be strategic, and in the first 2 years like try to get back to your career, right, or obtain a new one Canada. It happened to me, and in a second I'll tell you. But basically, like to all of my friends, when in the first 2 years we actually were strategically thinking about our future life in Canada, going to college, so obtaining like Canadian credentials, it helped us a lot. As I was telling you, so like I'm a public speaker for settlement agencies. So I have my project, which is called Ice to Nice, like warming up to Canada. So, and people ask me why I folded Ice to Nice and warming up to Canada. So I upload videos on YouTube, and I share with settlement agencies as well. So why it's ice to nice? Because like it's not because of the weather. Because when we are coming to Canada, we have a lot of expectations. We think, oh, I'll get a job with 6 figures the very first month, and then it doesn't happen, and we feel frozen, right? So our family is far away, our friends, everything seems so expensive when you translate into Canadian dollar. But then eventually, if you find right organizations, if you find organizations like Manitoba start, like if you listen like what people are telling you, then eventually like, you can get a better job, you can have a better house, and life becoming like better. So that's why it's ice to nice, and that mentality is very important to have. Like when you're here, like sometimes certain things are not working your way, but I can guarantee you, like if you like stay positive, then eventually things will come your way. And here you can see some actually real people who are same as you, who are immigrants. They came to Canada, some of them like long time ago, and some of them just recently. And I wanted to show you like real people, and in a second I'll tell you why. So you can see like this lady Svetlana, she got her first like full-time job via network. Then another friend of mine, Aneta, she got her first full-time job via volunteering. Andrea, she works for Windmill now. She actually got her first full-time job at the career fair, and I'm pretty sure that you guys go to those career fairs and you feel like, oh, nothing is gonna happen there, but it happened for her. She was in Canada just 1 month, and she got that job just by accident in some way, and not with a low paid salary. So she got not a survival job, but a really good job just after 1 month of being in Canada. Like you can see me, I got my first full-time job through Indeed, and I'm pretty sure that you can hear that like people, it's very hard to get your job through Indeed, but it was my case. I used to say I hate networking. I don't like doing all that stuff. I would apply through Indeed, and yes, it took me much longer than some of my friends, but I got it. Same for Enrique, my friend. I met him just recently. He finished a 2-year program as an engineer in Calgary, and then he was struggling to find a job. And I was telling him, like, you're on the right way. Don't give up. You'll get your job. And he actually just got a job recently. Like now he's in Yellowknife or something, so, and he is working in his profession as well. So why I wanted to show you all these real people and real stories, I wanted you to remember that each career journey is different. So, and always keep that in mind, because like some of nobody might tell you networking is not working, Indeed is not working, but again, it's their story, right? Know yourself, be strategic, and then you your story here, right? And of course, as I said, always try to keep your balance, like this positive balance all the time, because it's very easy. Like, so it's kind of difficult. Let's say if you win a lottery or you got a job interview, so you're happy, you go up, but then they didn't accept you, right? And you go down. So it's very hard to stay on top because you always go down, but it's very easy to go down, and stay down and continue your way there. So you shouldn't do that. You always should balance, right? To be this balance at level. You will have happy moments, you have like sad moments, but you need still to be on that level. So, and you might be still wondering, but what do I need to do in order to get a job in Canada? And there are some simple rules. So, first of all, you need to choose the right educational pathway. And you might be like, but why do I need one? I have already 5 degrees from back home, right? And I'm telling you, because in today's market, a lot of people, they're applying for the same job you are applying. And it's very important to be ready, right, for that competition. And that's why you need to know your education pathway. I'm pretty sure at Manitoba Start, people can help you a lot, but do your homework work as well. Understand if you need a bridge training, right? So let's say if you were a nurse back home and now you're becoming a nurse here, so maybe you need to go through a bridge training to see how you can work as a nurse here. Then I told you in the beginning about a Canadian credential. It's very important to have one, because if you don't have one, you have to understand if 600 people applying for the same job and you don't have Canadian work experience or volunteering, and then you didn't go to a school here for an HR professionals, it's very hard to determine, does he speak good English, does they do they know how we work in Canada and things like that, right? So it's very important to get those things your reaccreditation, and some kind of credential. You don't need to go to university for 5 years, right? So, but you can obtain something cherry on top of your education, which you already have. And of course, be sure that you know your educational pathway, because here you can see an example what we have at Windmill. If you go to our website, we have the majority of regulated professions, but here you can see an example, and today you can ask AI to create you one, right? So you can say, well, back at home I was an accountant. What is my educational pathway? How I can succeed in Canada as an accountant, right? With regulated professions like nurses or doctors, they need to pass a lot of exams. So same for pharmacists and engineers, right? So if you are not in a regulated profession, then again, just ask AI and know your pathway. This is very important. And then when you have that, of course, you need to know your career plan. Why? Because if you don't have a career plan, trust me, it will take you much longer to get a job you actually want. Because for me, I didn't have a career plan, so I got my ideal job much later in life here. But if I would have had my career plan, I wouldn't have spent time for some things which I actually didn't need. At some point, I thought I needed French, so I went to a University of Calgary. I paid a lot of money. I spent 6 months of my time, then no French, and I never actually needed it. But just because I didn't have a career plan, I said, oh, maybe if I know French, then it will help me. No, it doesn't work this way. When you have a career plan, you'll make less mistakes, just trust me. And also remember, it's okay to start with an entry-level job. Tomorrow I'm going to a career fair, and I'm pretty sure I'll meet a lot of people who are here brand new. And usually I ask them, how do you like it here? And they tell me, well, I don't like it here. And I'm asking why. And they say, well, back at home, I was an engineer and now I have to be a security guard. And I always tell them, that's okay. It's totally fine. Because the thing is, when you're new to Canada, nobody knows you. And you have to start from scratch. If you can start from somewhere more, that's nice. It happens not often. So you need to start from scratch. You need to build your connections. You need to build your network, right? But what if you feel like that, when you hear I need to network. Like I was the same way, but because I didn't actually know what networking means. Networking is not like going to an event and asking people, "Are you hiring? Are you hiring?" No. Think about that when you were at home, you had to network as well. Just we didn't call it like that, right? So because you went to the same school with the same people and the same university, your family, your friends, that was your networking, right? When you left your home country, you came here, your networking is empty. You didn't go to school here, you don't have your family, so it's very limited, right? And that's why you need to build your networking again. Look for different events and don't go there like I need a job. Just meet people, meet different people, because you never know who might help you later in life, right? So you can, if you hate networking, be a volunteer. You go to an event and it's a strategic networking as well. So you kind of have some tasks to do, but also you talk to people, right? You add them to your LinkedIn. And eventually, again, you never know what might happen. I have a crazy story. Like I know a woman, she was helping at a homeless shelter, and she was helping to cook some soup. And then eventually she got a job at an oil and gas company just because she was cooking that soup with somebody who was in a very high position at an oil and gas company in Calgary. And then when they had an opening, she messaged him and she said, "Hey, do you remember we work together?" And just because the person knew her, right? So because people need to know you, at least have a few conversations with you to recommend you to their HR team. Because if you just meet a person and you ask, "Are you hiring?" Even if they're hiring, it's very hard for them to recommend you as an employee, because again, they don't know you. Maybe you were a robber in your home country and now you're in Canada and you are hiding, right? So think about it that way. Try to change your perspective about networking and just try to meet new people, just different people, right? Or you can be strategic as well. You can attend specific events, but don't expect that you will get a job. Just enjoy conversations and see what might happen from there. And also know yourself. If you an introvert, you hate volunteering, you hate networking, then spend those hours for your needs, right? Go on Indeed, apply online, improve your resume. So just know yourself and strategize, right? So what do I need? What can I do? Can I do networking? Can I do volunteering and things like that? So, and of course, I mentioned already AI. So put technology working for you, right? I know there are free resources at the Canadian government web site, but these days, even it's a bit an old slide before AI era, but use AI, right? But be smart. Train it that it sounds like you. It will help you with your resume. It will help you with your skills, how to prepare for an interview and things like that. You can also check out our career success guide. It's on our website. And the last career tip here, you need to have a solid financial plan. Same how you need to have an educational pathway plan, a career plan, a financial plan. Why? Because this is very important. Your sources, your goals, your timing. Because I know how often I hear people tell, "Oh, I'm planning to buy a new phone," and I'm asking why. "Oh, it's just $100 a month." And I always tell, in Canada, you need to calculate by year. So $100, it's not just, it's $1,200 a year, which might get you a ticket back home to see your family, to some countries, right? So you have to understand what finance you have, what other expenses might appear on the way to your career, and how you can manage your situation. Look for grants. I know in Manitoba, you guys are lucky. You have a lot of grants from the government, especially if you're in the healthcare. I know that for a lot of professionals in the health sector, there is literally free money, and as long as you can prove that you can be useful and work in Manitoba, Manitoba in the health sector. And of course, like us, we are always there. If you feel like you don't have, if you don't have enough money, we can cover some things for you as well. And we are more than just a loan. We have a client success coach available to you. We have career planning resources. Of course, it's not the same as at Manitoba Start. Work with them, guys, but on our side, we will help you a little bit as well, just to understand financial literacy, how like our program works, what happens like if you don't pay loans back in Canada. And also we have our great mentorship program, which is available to every client as well. So here, just a few slides left to brag a little bit about us. So if you go online, you'll see that we have 5 solid stars from every client. Also, our clients, they increase their income more than 3 times. So it happens in a very understandable way. If somebody works at 7-Eleven and they obtain their designation or they get their credentials back, and of course, they can make more money, right? Our average repayment rate is around 95%, meaning that our clients are successful, they have been paying us back or they have paid us back. So here, just to say about our eligibility, and don't be discouraged if you don't see your status here. Why? Because I have been working for Windmill for almost 5 years, and every time like some clients they tell, oh, we remember your presentation, but back then I was not eligible, and now I'm eligible, so I'm applying for a loan. So like we cannot work, unfortunately, with those who don't have a permanent status in Canada. So we work with permanent residents, provincial nominee. So even if you have a work permit, but you were approved by, let's say, Manitoba provincial nominee and you applied for PR, so like you didn't get it yet, but you applied, then you will be eligible for our loan. Canadian citizen, I mean those who are like me, I'm a Canadian citizen, but I was not born here. So those who were born here, they won't be eligible for our loan. Those who were not born here, they will be eligible for our loan. Conventional refugee or protected person, same idea. If you're waiting for a decision on your application, you are not eligible. As soon as you get the letter of decision, then you become eligible for our loan. We also ask you to be in Canada when you apply for a loan and have at least 1 year of post-secondary education outside of Canada. So not in Canada, but outside of Canada, just 1 year. If you don't have it, we can take into consideration your work experience, professional work experience, again, outside of Canada as well. And basically, here I wanted to show you how you can apply for our loan. Of course, you can apply through our website, but I'm kindly asking you, and I'll share a link with you guys in a second in the chat box. Please use this link. Why? Because this link was created for Manitoba Start specifically. So then I can report to Luna like, hey, like 10 people were interested in our new program. It's helping us to track like visits to the website which are coming specifically from Manitoba Start. So I kindly ask you like to open this link when I share it now in the chat box that at least or save it somewhere you have it saved. Why? Because again, it's very hard for us to track settlement agencies, because like when people apply, sometimes they don't tell us that they're coming from a settlement agency. They just say, oh, we are going to University of Manitoba, and then I never know that actually people are coming from Manitoba Start. So please, on your applications, always put a settlement agency and type in the name of the agency you're coming from. So here, just the last slide to convince you that all of I've said it's true. So on the left side, you can see my picture. It happened like 5 years ago. I was presenting to CPABC, and it was my first presentation in Canada, and I was presenting to almost 100 people. But for you to know, when I came to Canada, like I always was saying, I would never be a public speaker, that I'm afraid to talk in English. I make a lot of mistakes. I have a heavy accent. I speak fast. And also, like, again, it's not my first first language. I'm stammering. I'll be a disaster as a public speaker. And even like I put a note for myself or on my keyboard, I'm saying slow, and because I wanted to remind myself to speak slow. I still speak quite fast, but trust me, back then it was like much worse. And then I'm smiling there, but when I started my presentation, my heart went just up. My heart rate went up, and I was like, oh my God, like I was terrified. And even I'm a very confident person. I always was that way. So I was not like doubting myself. I just was very real. I was like, it's not my first language. I cannot do it. And then it went well, and then another one, and now I have no fear a lot at all in presentations, right? I have my own YouTube channel. I'm a speaker. I talk on different subjects, and Luna knows I was late for this meeting, unfortunately, because I had some issues with parking downtown. But still, like I parked, I came here, I opened my laptop, and then like my heart rate is completely fine. So like see if me who is originally from Russia, right, I could work on my small talk as well, right, on my soft skills, and I'm not a super person, so you guys can do the same. And also actually I forgot to tell you, so soft talk, soft skills and small talk is very important in Canada. Like learn how to smile, learn how to shake somebody's hand, because sometimes in Canada, even having a degree won't give you a job, but knowing how to communicate with people might give you a job as well. So let me stop sharing my screen, and I want to share that link for Manitoba Start, and I'll pass to Luna to see if we have some questions.
Thank you so much, Lydia. As always, your inspiring presentation is really good to our clients. Now we will open it up to the audience. Please, if you do have a question, raise your hand or write your question in the Q&A or the chat. I see Chaltu said like, I am interested. So Chaltu, we can give you a chance to speak if you want to talk to Lydia or ask her a question. If you are interested in the loan, if you want to know more.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
don't be shy. We can. I'm looking for that link, which I kindly ask you to open and save in your browser. That would be very helpful.
Okay. Yabet, I have allowed your mic. Please unmute yourself, and you can ask your question.
There is a chat. Okay, there is a chat.
Thank you
Hello?
for the privilege. Yes, this is
Yeah.
Yabez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Thank
Yabet.
you. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Lydia, for the presentations. I
You're
really
very welcome.
liked it. Just a couple of questions. One, how can we apply the loan, and how soon we get it, and where to start, and so the micro lending, and I'm looking for a full-time job. I try to search all this job search engine, and I have been here for 3 months.
3 months. Okay, so you are brand new.
Yeah, but for some reason I'm not getting any reply back in my email, and in any form of chats. I don't know how to be effective in searching. I'm good at using AI. I'm friendly with computers and all the programs and applications and everything. I did all the text, but I'm not getting any response. It takes, and it taking like much time.
Oh yeah, trust me. I always tell look for a job. It's a full-time job as well, right?
Yeah. So sometimes it's frustrating,
Oh, trust me, I know.
Not getting any feedback.
Yeah.
So I wanna be effective, and I wanna, pin the point. So I don't know, from experience, let me know what you share.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you so much for your question. I just wanted to say, Luna, for some reasons my chat is not working, but I've sent you a link to your email right now. If you kindly could open your email and share with everybody in the chat, that would be great.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know, like my Microsoft Teams just doesn't want
Here we
to
go.
work with me. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So I don't see the chat, and so I'm relying on you and on the comments. And I don't think it's your fault. It opens just a white window for me. So yeah. But great question. So how you can apply for a loan? As I said, I've sent.
Oh, I guess Lydia is not here with us. Just give her a couple of minutes. Probably she is having technical issues. I know we don't have much time left, but we can still give her a couple of minutes to return back. I know we do have questions on the chat. We have raised hands. Just in case if she's unable to make it back, you can write your questions on the chat. I see you, Veronica, you have raised your hand, child, to just make sure to write them on the chat, and then I will get back to you on emails. Shelto, I have allowed your mic, but if you can write your question, since Lydia is not here with us, I would forward all the questions to her, and then I will get back to you in emails with all the answers.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. I'm new Canada, and I want to use this in low interest my career, but I don't know how I'm going to get this service.
Chaltu, would you like to write your question on the chat? Are you able to do that?
Okay, I can do that.
Yes, that will be perfect. Then I can collect all the questions and forward it to Lydia.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So feel free to write any question that you have, and I'll make sure to forward them to Lydia. Again, thank you for choosing Manitoba Start, because our services are free and funded by the Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship Canada, IRCC, in the province of Manitoba. Your feedback plays an important role in helping us improve and continue to provide high quality services. So there is this short minute survey, helps us to understand your experience and ensure we are meeting the needs of newcomers. Your responses are confidential and will be only reported in aggregate without identifying you in any way. So please help us complete this survey, and it will ask you what type of event was our today's session. It's an information session, so you can put information session. If you are unable to scan the QR code, I've sent you a link on the chat as well. So use that link on the chat. Thank you, and I'll give you a moment to complete the survey. And I will give you a few minutes to write your questions so we can get all the questions. Shaltu, I see your question here. Okay, so your question is on how you can use the microlending. We will forward that to Lydia, and if she will share her contact information, I will send all the answers in email. So if you're not currently a Manitoba Start client, you can call our front desk, or maybe you can go to the For Newcomers tab and register for services. So you can register online from our website, or you can also call our front desk and they will guide you how to register with us. You can visit us in person at 271 Portage Avenue, or you can email the front desk with your inquiry if you need any help with your employment, interview skills, job searching, and many other that Manitoba Start gives services for. So feel free to write your inquiries on email as well. Okay, yeah, your child, I get your question. I will forward that to Lydia. So don't forget, Manitoba Start is here to assist you by providing services such as personalized career coaching, developing your resume, or job search assistance to help you find suitable employment. And I encourage everyone to follow us on social media so you will be updated on our events like this, webinars, in-person events, hiring events, speed networking events in your sectors as well. So on behalf of Lydia from Windmill Microlending and the Manitoba Start team, I'd like to thank everyone for attending. Stay well. Have a great day, everyone.